Hello this evening. It is beautiful here in Florida. It's gorgeous. Finally, beautiful lawns. Thank you, in-law, my son-in-law. Anyway, I'm talking about this to you kids. I want your full attention. This is and adults especially. Uh, being conscious about this corona thing. The thing is to stay happy and play and enjoy your loved ones and stuff. I got this epiphany, and it was just pretty remarkable how I thought about it, because some of our elderly may watch this news a lot and be all into it and stuff like that. I remember my family doing that. Anyway, um, and if you're on it, and don't even, just be happy. And even if you are, like my grandma always said, um, smile even if it hurts. Be joyful. It's catching. It'll eventually, service somebody and spread like a disease. But anyway, this okay. The thing is that if you're constantly thinking about this, and maybe we can think good thoughts and think about it's a little better with the lighting. Anyway, hello. To pray for these scientists. There's a lot of scientists out there that are thinking about this stuff. So there's no worry about all this. I mean, even if you're a child and your parents are all glued to it and they're talking about it and they just won't stop talking about it, think about it like this, that maybe, our scientists are being, like, like directed onto something else that's more important than some of this other stuff that they deal with. Some things are well left alone. Maybe we shouldn't mess with nature as much as we have been, or and sometimes scientists get carried away, just like we do. They're human. Call them a mad scientist or whatever, that's got to know everything. I mean, shoot, they made that bomb and it could have been. But anyway, that I know you feel me out there. I know you can relate to what I'm talking about. But it's like maybe do a little one of those little cool little fist thingies, whatever, or not even the fist, because that's the thing. It's not so much the person's nasty. Oh my god, if I don't give them a hug, they're gonna think that I'm just think that they're nasty. No, we're touching a lot of things that have nothing to do with us. Things that have germs that other people touched, or our hands are the most nastiest. That's why we need to just wash our hands. So you see doctors, wash your hands, even all the way down to their elbow. But, your elbow doesn't touch things very often. So maybe maybe get out there and start doing some of your little, and video them and put them out there and show your friends, this cool little, hello, I love you, hug kind of thing. And it's just like where this began at Oahu or something in China, or WHUM. I can't pronounce it, but anyway, uh, the outbreak, and then the outbreak killing people, and then they didn't jump on the fact that it was there and it wasn't addressed, and then it killed some lives and stuff like that, and it's where it started. And of course, you imagine people getting angry about that. Of course, we would get angry about that. Try to keep that from us and not tell us, but you know, also the fact that some people can't handle the truth. They over dramatize things, and they really can't, handle the truth. I've been doing too much videos and stuff like that. I'm having to do my, uh, I'm actually breathing right now and talking to you at the same time. I've got a slight little back headache and stuff like that, like from the spinal. But anyway, that happens from time to time because I have blockages and herniated discs, and but anyway, uh, maybe try to keep from hugging, especially, I mean, they're your friends and stuff like that, but and I was out and I had to stop myself. I like helping people, especially the elderly, with heavy bags or something like that, and I stopped myself, and the lady didn't say anything. I was like almost like I felt her, which I was sharing air with her. I was breathing, And it's really funny that it comes second nature to you when you start breathing in these rhythmic, controlling ways. I mean, we like to keep things, we freak out if we're not in control, so why not control our breathing and get back to our body, seeing how we just misuse it all the time. But, you know, um, there's other ways to show love without touching, and I get into that. It's kind of embarrassing for me to talk like this and when I'm talking about sex, but um, the non-touch sex part of breathing and meditating and just being in you and love, and it's a pretty interesting little topic. I'm sure teenagers are going to love to hear that one. But anyway, there's non-sex marriages, and they just have such a different way of life and different concept of looking at things. It's really beautiful to hear, them talk about it, and they do just like we're doing right now, telling their stories and their experiences and things and stuff. So it's kind of cool. But anyway, we can love each other from a distance. I've said that before. I've said, we can love each other from a distance, and, when we grow out of somebody, but we can still love them, and get through a troubling time, even if, we just have respect for each other's emotions and feelings. And, even if we don't think that they really feel that, some people, tend to love a little differently. And, in this weird way, they do love, and it's hard to see it, but it's there if you really look and you see some of the things that they might do. And that's the characteristic of that love, that they end up tending to get angry and mad and try to subside it, and not show it so much, because when they showed it before, the memory remembers that. Now if that's not for you, then the thing is that maybe your mother was going through that when she was in childbirth. Maybe she's a single mother and you don't really know your dad. There was a circumstance there, and, you're young, a teenager, you're not quite going through that, or you notice that you've got a relationship that is starting to reflect that. So, teenagers, if you're getting that relationship, that new relationship, you got to remember that your cells that you shared with your mother are remembering the type of person that somebody is. And then they may not even look like your dad or the persons that your mom's been with or whatever, but or they do, a lot of times they do, and that's out of memory. So the sooner that you kind of understand, or the emotions that your mom went through, you can go through them too. And actually it really brings us together, and the devil would hate that, absolutely hate that. And like I said, if you don't have rough times, like you're being tested, God's there. He's there. He's just allowing the devil to test you, to have you learn something out of it, or maybe something that you ain't learned that you need to learn again, or your parents. Like I said, if you're a teenager and you're just experiencing these new relationships, they could be God, these flies are horrible today. Anyway, then it just reflects that pattern again. And that's the thing, is finding the pattern, and then you can do it together as a family, and and helicopter parents, you really got to stop changing a word in your sentence, to where it doesn't sound like you're telling the person what to do. And it's not so much for your child or that person, it's for their soul. Because if you're telling them what to do, and 9 times out of 10 they're already thinking of it in their mind, if we gave them a little bit of patience, they might have reacted on it on its own. It's got to learn. It's got to learn the same experiences. And I pray always that everyone finds quickness, and that it's not the pit that we keep falling into. It's how we get out of it. And we may have to fall in that same pit over and over again before you actually master getting out of that pit. And then you just don't go in there. And then the thing is that then you can help other people. Like make that journey just a little bit painful for them, and then you can also feel it too. The thing is that you don't even have to be around the person. If they're your family, you kind of feel something. But anyway, you got to test that too, because sometimes the devil gets kind of mad that we start getting close, and he'll use the weaker person out of the growth, and use them, to, of course, they'll learn, from listening to the wrong spirit. But anyway, that's a whole new thought. But yeah, I mean, fist bump, just fist bump or something like that, and just do a dance, do a jig. Kids out there, if you come up with a jig, let's do it. Play some of that music. I got that TikTok now, so I'm kind of like messing with that just a little bit, trying to figure it out before I start doing stuff like that. But anyway, I think it's pretty cool. Let's take technology and put it at a balance, and first put God first, put His Word first. There's plenty of things out there that you can listen to and put on a timer, and you hear the Word, and it's not, yes, the Word's not all good, but when it's bad, it helps us have that faith that it doesn't matter what we go through, we can do it. And I surely apologize if I'm talking too fast in the download. I really got to work on that. Let's pray for those surgeons and them scientists and all that. If you start wandering in our mind, or everybody around us is talking about it, and you're just tired of hearing it, let's go take a breathing, break, and let's change that. Let's change that atmosphere, and let's talk about some positive and funny. Let's get into some jokes and make it. Let's watch some of that TikTok, because I tell you what, that'll just get you laughing no matter where you're at. So it's about keeping each other, smiling and happy, and it starts with us. It really does. It begins with us. And until later. Have a nice one, blessed day, blessed weekend. If you're in Florida, enjoy the sun, enjoy your family, and till later, namaste.